Our job is to celebrate the best we know how. Big ending. Big guitar, Blackhawk, Kicks 105.5. A good morning to you. Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency. Good morning.
Good morning. That was Blackhawk?
That was
I wasn't
Blackhawk.
paying attention to what was playing.
Big guitar, an older song.
Love
from,
those guys.
About 96, I think, was when that song was super popular.
Way back in the day, went down and saw them at Stratton Mountain with Tim McGraw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they opened for Tim. Tim should have opened for them. Tim was really new at the time. He did a great job, but man, Blackhawk is just incredible.
Slammed it, yeah.
Yeah.
Today is National Pineapple Upside Down Cake Day. I don't know how you want to go about celebrating that, but I'm willing to go out to lunch with you this afternoon.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking last week about why have that personal touch and go to you rather than going to the big box stores, and your prices, you say, are very comparable, and I argued about the fact that even if it was that you were slightly more expensive, not that you are,
Sure.
but to me that would be something that I would want. There are certain things like types of pickles. Okay, I'm not trying to compare you to a pickle.
Well, that's fine. I've been compared to much worse, so
Okay.
go with the pickle. That's fine.
I prefer a hard, cold, good garlic Clausen pickle.
Sure.
Okay, one that usually
very,
is
very detailed.
refrigerated throughout, or the baby ones because they have a nice snap to them.
Sure.
And I'm willing to spend the extra $1 that they keep them cold and refrigerated throughout the transportation and selling them in the grocery store rather than that Mount Olive giant Costco version where it's 4 feet tall. You got to get into your elbow to get that one at the bottom.
Sure.
Because they're a little limp.
Right.
So I like the fact that I can come to you and say, this is what's happened, and you're going to listen to me more as a friend, not just as an analyst of what the situation is. Obviously, that's your job, and you'll do that too, but you're going to see what is best for you, what is best for me, and then we're going to come to some sort of, rather than you just being one-sided and going, okay, this is how the company thinks about this.
Right. Well, and there's so many things. And let's go back to the pickle and how you're willing to spend more to get just the perfect specimen of pickle for your snapping needs. You're willing to pay more. In our case, if you're choosing us over going with another carrier, whether it be through another agency or even direct with Geico or Progressive or Allstate, or there's one of them that does a lot of advertising, Esurance. I don't even think they're admitted in Vermont at this point, but say they were. I mean, the misconception, and that's in place firmly because of excellent strategic marketing on the behalf of those companies, is that they, because they're online or direct, by calling a toll-free number, are automatically cheaper. Absolutely not the case. They're as likely to be competitive against me as any other carrier.
Let me ask you, you just said Esurance is not legal in Vermont?
I don't think they're admitted in the state yet.
Okay. People like Esurance in general who, just spew on and on and on. They're the cheapest. They're the cheapest. Do you look into some of the policies that these people carry to say, okay, how can they do this, or how can we be more comparable in price, or you do a lot of research on that?
Believe it or not,
Your parent company does that for you?
They do it. They have actuaries that do it, and they're doing it more based on their profitability, profit versus loss, claims experience, and all that. But really what it comes down to is coverage selection. If you want to talk about the biggest difference in pricing, it's coverage selection. So if you are doing your own insurance, you're looking at the price more than you're looking at the coverage. That's absolutely the way it's going to be. There are going to be pieces of coverage that are lower than we would sell you. There are going to be pieces of coverage that may not even be included in the quote. Price looks good, so let's go for that price. So we will advise you, and you have the choice to go with it or not. You can certainly customize the policy any way you want. We don't sell state minimum liability for auto insurance in our office because we just disagree with the limit being that low. But we will help you in any other regard. And that is the benefit, is that we will help customize and give you coverage. I can tell you, quoting against direct carriers, I have saved people hundreds. I've even saved people $1,000 or more a year on their auto insurance. So it's worth looking around. We talked last week about how I am the marketing person, essentially, for the carriers that we represent. We're the reason why they're getting business versus the other companies advertising. Back in 2011, the two top direct insurance carriers spent almost $1 billion in advertising. in all the mediums. So you
That
think
money's got to come from somewhere.
it's coming from somewhere. So to think that that commission that's not getting paid to an agent because you went direct, it's going to the marketing campaign. It's going to the additional staff requirements at the direct carriers to take all the incoming calls, to field all the incoming claims, to
And usually they
develop all the
don't speak
technology.
English. That is one of my pet peeves. I love everybody, America, melting pot. My family came over from Greece, 2 generations ago.
Mm-hmm.
Come to America, speak English, pay your taxes, vote. I get so hung up on that when I'm trying to communicate with somebody.
Sure.
And they just are not quite getting what I'm saying. And I think, language is a barrier that is difficult in a lot of different situations. But when you're dealing with, I just got into an accident, or I really need to speak to somebody, I don't want to try to be translated or having somebody just try to understand what's going on. I want them to know what's going on, what I'm saying, and give me help now.
Well, even beyond that, the relationship that we've built with you as a client over the years, we already know a little bit of who you are. We may not know you extremely well, but we know you better than you would if you call the toll-free number somewhere else. At the same time, you only can call or email or use an app to get the carrier that you may be with. Whereas if you go with us, you can email, call the toll-free number to call the company direct, or call us, get us almost 24 hours a day. Email us directly. We'll email you back. You can also come into our office. Many of the companies that we represent have the same technology. If you want to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning looking at your auto insurance policy like the State Farm guy, you can, because all the companies are trying to stay on top of the technology, and that technology really is available with just about every company. The exception really being at this point some of the regional carriers that just simply don't have the resources yet to get there, but they're working on it. So when it ultimately comes down to is the tastes that you have, your desire. Do you like Coke or Pepsi? That's really ultimately when it comes down to. Don't think that you're getting the best price, because that's marketing at its best. And really shopping for price is just so key to really do your due diligence. It's excellent. I got to applaud it. But
listen to Kicks
don't rule us-
105.5 every Wednesday.
But don't rule out a local agency or other options just because you think it's the best way to go this way. We will look out for your best interest the best we know how.
You had just said that you actually don't carry state minimum because you have a moral obligation and an objection to that, to provide people a better service. So when people are buying the bare minimum and they go, oh, well, you're more expensive than what I've got.
We will actually advise them that if they ever don't want to go with beyond the state minimums, to go with that other carrier, because we just do not feel comfortable in our office selling something, because at that point we feel like we're doing a disservice to you. You'd be surprised, $60 more a year to have that more appropriate coverage to protect the bottom line for yourself. It's really a good thing. When we think about how we really are integrated in the community, if you're going locally, you're supporting a local business, which is a wonderful thing, and allows us to continue to be in the area, and we're very hyper focused on all local events. So it really turns things around. It's a good thing. So
That's why you're the better pickle. Well,
nice and crispy.
Thank you. If
A
you
little
would
garlicky.
If you'd like to get your hands on this deal guy right here, you can buzz him up over at Barrett Insurance Agency in St. Johnsbury.
Yeah, you can give us a call at 748-5224. Visit our website at thebarrettagency.com. Check out our Facebook page, Barrett Insurance Agency. We'd love you to like it. That'd be wonderful, too. And you can check out our YouTube channel, Barrett Insurance Agency, as well.
Thanks, buddy. Talk to you next Wednesday.
Have a great week.
Bye.